Hello, I'm Harvey, host of Franchising Brand Stories.
Good afternoon. I'm Jo Morris, founder of Mini Lingos. Okay, thank you, Harvey. So Mini Lingos, Mini Lingos delivers musical Spanish classes for babies, toddlers, and preschool children in nursery settings. And we do that through the use of familiar children's songs and nursery rhymes. And we use props and sensory materials, parachutes, bubbles, etc. And we bring the Spanish language to life.
Try and give the listeners here an idea of where you're at today, I suppose, in terms of number of franchisees and as a business.
Okay, so I'm a new kid on the block. So whilst Mini Lingos is next month, it's its 10th birthday. We've been operating for just very, very close to 10 years. We are new to franchising, and in the summer, Mini Lingos became accredited with the British Franchise Association, and we are ready. We are ready to award our first territories to.
Jo, I'd like to take you back in time now. You mentioned there that your business, although new to the wonderful world of franchising, is not new to the wonderful world of business. So how did it all begin for Mini Lingos for you? What inspired you to start this business?
Okay, when my son was 3 years old, he went to nursery. I'll start there. And then when I was on maternity leave with my eldest, I took him to all the baby classes and just all the music classes that you do as a new parent with.
I remember.
And I was always looking for a language class. I couldn't find one. I know that there are lots around, but potentially in my area, I couldn't find one. I couldn't find quite what I was looking for, which was effectively a music class, but in Spanish, tailored exactly for children, for little ones. So I kind of parked that idea, and I went back to work, and then eventually, when my second was born, my eldest was 3 years old, and he was in nursery at the time. So I just had an idea. He was 6 months old, and I thought, there's a saying by Porsche, Mr. Porsche. He said that Mr. Porsche, he couldn't find the car of his dreams, so he decided to build it. And that's basically where Mini Lingos stem from. I couldn't find the music class of my dreams that combined my passion for Spanish and something for my little ones, and I decided to create it. So I took my 3-year-old was at nursery, and I set up didn't really know what I was doing, but I thought I could work it out. And I took my 6-month-old with me, and we hired a church hall, and I started using some songs I found on the internet, and things just grew from that. Anyway, one day I thought, I'll just ask the nursery manager when I went to pick up my eldest one day. I said, I've been starting running this music class in Spanish. Would you like to see what it's all about? And she was like, yes, please. And I was like, okay. I had no big dream. I had no big ideas. I had dreams, but I had no big plans. That's the word. And I did a trial class there, and that is literally the start of Mini Lingos. I never looked back.
We know that your business is now franchised, but you didn't franchise it at the beginning. So you grew it organically, just employing people. And at what point did you think, I need to do something a bit different? And why did you choose franchising at this stage to grow your business?
I feel through franchising, a business, a person who wants to come into the franchise family shows that they really care. And I have a fabulous team of teachers who really care about their classes. And I'm very particular about who joins and comes on board. But I feel that a business owner will really love and care about their business, their Mini Lingos business, and want to give it as much care and attention as I do in my area. And I feel that the best way to do that is to spread across the country, is to award territories to individuals who really want to care and grow their business for themselves, rather than just being an employee of the wider Mini Lingos family.
Absolutely. I think that's a fantastic answer to that question. And as you've been speaking, you've been saying a few things that really started to resonate with me about how you feel about your business. You said that you wanted people to get a flavor for things. You've said that you wanted people to feel it, join a family. You said about passion and relationships, and these are really important things when you are yourself looking to join the business. And I suppose it takes us nicely on to what sort of people are you looking for in your businesses? What sort of skills and experiences? And in fact, you know what?
Okay, so it's not a silly question. I think it's a great question. So at the end of the day, we're an early years Spanish class. So you don't need to be a fluent Spanish speaker. You don't have to have a degree in Spanish. I would say you have to have up to, I think, an A level Spanish would be perfect. But before I go into that so much, to run the business as a franchisee, you could run it as we call sort of management franchise. So you could operate the franchise as a leader of the business, and recruit Spanish speaking teachers to deliver the classes for you. So that is one option if you are passionate about the sound of Mini Lingos, but you don't necessarily want to be delivering the classes yourself. If you feel that you do have a level of Spanish, but potentially you're a little bit rusty, or you haven't done it since school, or it's always been, you've loved having that language, but you've just not used it in your current career. We do offer refresher Spanish training as part of the package if you come into the franchise.
That's it. That's what people I think are looking for. They need to know how much Spanish, obviously, they need to be speaking, but actually, you talk a lot more about that passion and enthusiasm to, I don't know, to be able to see those children learn through the medium of dance and having fun, and how that relates to actually remembering a language. I mean, one thing I was going to very Lingos with the wonderful Joe Morris, and it's been a fascinating story so far, a story of lots of different characters and resilience, and a story where franchising has come in a little later than sometimes it does, which is fantastic, because it really shows that the foundation of any franchise business is a proven model. You've really made sure that you've grown your business, and that but then even when you were so confident with your business, you still reached out to the BFA and made sure that you had those strong foundations again when you go into franchising. So fantastic. Let's have a little think. I mean, you've already touched on some of these things, about who you might want in your network. Are they teachers? Are they are they people who have got a passion for a particular industry, or are they people that have just aligned with a set of values? I've written down a few.
Yes, thank you. So I think I would say there's three. When I've done so much marketing, who's your ideal client? Well, I'm like, I've got about three ideal clients, I reckon. I would say the first one would be a languages teacher, a Spanish teacher who has had enough of the classroom, ready to run their own business, or maybe they don't realize they want to run their own business, but ready to leave the stresses and the planning and the headache of the classroom, which I did. So potentially a Spanish teacher, primary, secondary, as long as they got that passion. The second one would be a parent who's maybe looking to go back, looking to return to work after having young children themselves, and they want something that fits in with their life, really, in a way that more traditional 9-to-5s potentially wouldn't allow them to have that drop off at school and pick up. And I'd say the third ideal client would be someone who is already in a career, but maybe doesn't use their Spanish. Used to speak Spanish, used to use it at school, hasn't used it since university, something like that. And really, they've got that sort of like internal niggle that they loved it, but it just isn't something that they've been using in their current career. And maybe they're just at that sort of point in their sort of, midlife crisis type point that they're ready for a change. So
cool. Absolutely.
I think there's a couple. One sticks out to me is that you're always going to get knockbacks when you run your own business, and it's about having the resilience to pick yourself up. And I'd not long had a conversation with somebody who said, honestly, Joe, they said, they're only like 2. They can't even speak English. What are you doing running Spanish, sort of thing. We don't speak very much anymore. No, I'm really joking. And I was really like, they're really sort of like drains and radiators. They kind of really, it was a real drain to me. I was like, but no, they can speak Spanish. And then, so that person put a real dampener on things for me. And literally 24 hours, I received a video on my Mini Lingos Instagram page from a parent who'd recorded, they'd got my details from the website, and they'd recorded their child singing one of the songs. Yeah. And they said, I hope you don't mind me messaging, but I don't know what they're singing about. Could you tell me? And I was like, yes, that's Sleeping Bunnies. That's so exciting. And then we've kept this dialogue going, and she's been sending me videos. So for the last couple of years, he's at primary school now. And now the little daughter, the younger sister, is now in the same nursery that the brother was in. And she's enjoying Spanish, and the mum's sending me videos of her daughter now as well. So that's really heartwarming, because I had a real sort of drain moment, and then this sort of like radiator mum sort of like pick things up again, which was lovely. And then just some of the joy that we get when we go into nurseries. I had one little girl said, I was doing the class in the garden, and she was like, Spanish. Every time I say, I might say my name's Joe, and they just call me Spanish every week. Spanish. Look, I can see a mariposa over there, and that's a butterfly. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. So little things like that, and just the joy that the little ones give you when you walk in. They say, "Hola's here, hola's here, hola's here," and again they call me Spanish or hola, and the same for all our teachers. So it's just seeing the joy on little faces, feel the love of the language is just really heartwarming and beautiful to see.
So what sort of things are coming up for you, apart from getting lots of lovely new franchisees that want to help and grow children learning a new language? Are there any exciting things that are coming up for Mini Lingos in the coming weeks and months?
We've been shortlisted as Supplier of the Year for the Nursery Management show, which is also in November. And being shortlisted as a supplier to the early years industry is really special, because that's exactly what we've been doing, working as a supplier. And fingers crossed for November for that.
Wow. So early on in the franchising journey to be nominated, and whether you win or not, being nominated for these awards is such a privilege and such an honor. And, it really shows the fact that people are paying attention to what you're doing, they're interested, and they want to celebrate it. So I love that. And well done for the nominations.